Hello, good evening everyone. My name is Dylan Rogers and I'm Lodi High's student body president. While this is not our traditional graduation, I'd like to welcome all of you to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2020. So now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, coronavirus. Who would have ever imagined that we would leave on spring break and never return? At first, when we got the news to extend our spring break, I thought, awesome, it's too good to be true. 2 more weeks of fun. However, we quickly learned the seriousness of the situation and it was no longer spring break. We were no longer able to be with our friends, teachers, or even our family. Whoever knew we would miss coming to school this much? Through this time, we have learned how much we appreciate and love our families, friends, principals, teachers, and all the staff at Lodi High. Hopefully the restrictions will be lifted soon and we will be able to be together again soon. Now with that out of the way, let's talk about 4 amazing years we have had here at Lodi High School. Many of us have had 4 years of practice or games and then coming home to long nights of working on homework, studying for tests, or finishing projects that were due the next day. But in the end, all these efforts have paid off. We have also made many memories at rallies, dances, spirit days, movie nights, pool parties, and so much more. Remember having our own out-of-school homecoming dance brought to you by our rally commissioners, which those of you that did attend know it was something to remember. Remember you boys putting on your tux for the first time and crowding the entire store at Tuxedos of Lodi, and the girls shopping and trying on formal dresses for the very first time to go to Pigskin, and thankfully some of us were able to experience our first and only prom as juniors. Remember the day you passed your driver's test and your parents never had to take you to school, which opened up a new door of freedom. The first time you loaded your car and took all your friends to lunch off campus, watching the time and coming back into the parking lot as the 7-minute bell was just about to ring. Going out to the parking lot after school, hearing loud music with an occasional burnout and a few train horns. The class of 2021 will be making new memories. Sadly, the parking lot as we know it is no more, but as always will be remembered by the class of 2020. These were great times. While we all have our own paths, college, trade schools, new jobs, or even military, everyone in the class of 2020 is different yet unique in their own way. When we leave, we'll be taking a little bit of history with us, for we are the last class to go through Lodi High in its present condition, and will only be the class to graduate after completing 3/4 of our senior year and to have a 5-month summer break. For me personally, it has been a real privilege representing Lodi High School. I would encourage all students to get involved, whether it be student government, link crew, clubs, sports, drill team, or cheer. Wishing success and the very best to all my classmates. The class of 2020, life moves by pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. There are no limits. Go Flames.
Hi, this is Vice President Ron Freitas of the Lodi Unified School Board, who, with your family and friends, join in congratulating you on this momentous achievement. And the significance of your accomplishment cannot be stated enough. Your diploma here today identifies you as a leader in our community, someone with a strong foundation, one who can accomplish any goal they set out to achieve. So whether you decide to continue your education, enter the workforce, or honorably serve your country in one of the military branches, please know you have our support, our admiration, and our appreciation. Congratulations, class of 2020. We are proud of you.
Hello, class of 2020. I'm Gary Knackstead, Lodi Unified School District Board of Trustee. You've experienced and survived one of the most unusual school years I've ever seen in my lifetime in education. And you've come out stronger for the experience. Good luck in all your future endeavors, and again, congratulations.
Hello, class of 2020. This is George Neely with the Board of Education and Lodi High class of 1970. That's right, 50 years ago. My gosh, that was a long time ago. I want to congratulate you on achieving a true milestone in your life. That's right, high school graduation is an absolute turning point for a person. Before you graduated, you made some of your own decisions, but a lot of them were made by other people. After tonight, after this graduation, you're going to be making decisions on your own. and you'll be responsible for those decisions, of course. So choose wisely. There's so many things that you could do. You can go on into college, or you can go into a career. You can go into the military. There are many, many things that you can do, and it's your decision. And another thing is that even when you make a decision, you're not stuck with that decision. I've had 3 completely different careers in my life, and I've loved all 3 of them. So this is your chance, class of 2020. Get out there and make us proud of you.
Hello, Lodi Unified graduates. We are really proud of you. I know that this is not what you anticipated or what you were looking forward to for so long for your graduation ceremony, but this is really something quite special because you are part of history of the world with what is going on today. Give you stories to tell your kids and your grandkids as well. We really like our graduations. We always look forward to watching you walk in your caps and gowns, seeing you in your school colors, watching you come up and hearing the roar of the crowd, the cheers from your families and friends as you're getting your diploma. But we're still excited for you to be graduating, and this makes it even extra special. Class of 2020, you are in our hearts forever because of this situation. We will always remember this class and greatly appreciate what you have done, not only with your distance learning, but your perseverance, your steadfastness, your positive attitude, all of the beautiful videos that you've been doing to encourage each other, to support your staff, your family, and your friends. It's been quite amazing. So I hope that you are very proud of yourselves and think ahead to your bright future. We know that there's much for you ahead. We know that you're going to do great things. Class of 2020, you are very special in our hearts. Congratulations and best wishes.
Class of 2020, my fellow peers and families accompanied, welcome to our long overdue and immensely belated class graduation. If there's one thing for certain during these unprecedented times that we all experience, is that our 2020 vision did not see this coming. If you are a parent, guardian, or grandparent in this room, it is for certain that you have influenced the life of a student sitting in the crowd more than you know. Thank you for your continuous support towards the success of your child. You are more than likely one of the main reasons that your child is sitting here with a cap and gown on, waiting to receive a diploma, certifying and congratulating their countless hours of hard work. If you are a teacher in the room, I would like to personally thank you for the inspiration you have gifted me with, and for the innumerable sums of time spent preparing lesson plans, whether they be meant for the classroom or over a Zoom call. If you are an administrator, I'd like to thank you for your foremost effort towards the success of every student during these unparalleled times, and the guidance and leadership that you have exhibited to guarantee smooth sailing during the chaos that defined the past couple of months. If you are a janitor or campus security guard, thank you for your long hours of dedication you put forth in an effort to ensure safety and cleanliness for all students at Lodi High. And most importantly, the guidance you show all students in an effort for them to become the best versions of themselves they can be. As I look out now across the sea of red, I cannot help but feel a delighted gazing upon every one of your contented expressions on each of your faces. The 12 years of schooling that we have gone through from kindergarten to get to this point will not be disregarded, but rather celebrated. When I was challenged with the task of creating a speech for the class of 2020 to present at graduation, I greeted the mission with enthusiasm. Maybe through my words, I will be able to spark a flame in the smoldering class that was seated in the most special last memories of their whole educational experience. Maybe I'll be able to unite us once again, even though we were physically isolated for more than 3 months. But the more and more I thought about it, the task of composing a speech so unique became to seem daunting. But this year is not any ordinary year. In fact, our senior year will be studied in history books in the near future. A year that is more than the number 2020, but rather a year that tells a story of resilience, a story that illustrates a picture of overcoming the worst of the worst, a story of triumphing over a global pandemic. At the beginning of the quarantine, when I received a very lovely at the time phone call from Principal Arbach stating that our spring break was going to be extended another 2 weeks, my first reaction was to call my buddies and celebrate. We're getting a summer break 3/4 through our senior year. How can my senior year get any better? When we get back from our month-long spring break, it's only a matter of days till we get to dance the night away with our best pals at our senior prom, and to put icing on the cake before we're able to even catch our breath from dancing for 4 hours straight. We get to head to Disneyland for our senior trip. Then grab the sprinkles and slap them on the cake with frosting already on it, because you know what? Our high school graduation is just 2 weeks after we get back from Anaheim. Sounds foolproof to me. What could possibly go wrong? This is almost too good to be true. Must be nice. It's been exactly 2 months, 20 days, 4 hours, 50 minutes, and 33 seconds since we've all been together. 2 months, 20 days, 4 hours, 50 minutes, and 37 seconds since we all got to enjoy each other's company without the horrifying thought of catching a foreign virus that has the power to take so much more than just the livelihood of our senior experience, but life itself. On March 6, 2020 at 2:05 p.m., the Friday before spring break, I was sitting in Mr. Atwater's classroom next to Angelo Zazzarino and Brendan Duran, talking about our plans about spring break. Work, college visits, and going to the beach is all brought up, but sitting inside and having to suffer the trials and hardships of a singular isolation hiding from a microscopic virus that has the power to shut down the entire earth was nowhere in our conversations. Not only nowhere in our conversations, but even in the depths of the mind of the most creative person cannot possibly imagine such an occurrence taking place. Through the tears we cried in isolation, the missed slow dance and expired memories that were overlooked through our cancellation of our senior experience, the hugs we wish we could have given our grandparents and friends through this global fiasco, the absence of handshakes received from our teachers and mentors while walking across the stage at our graduation, COVID-19 looked to not only kill its host, but to annihilate the lively senior experience that every senior in high school deserves across the world. Although the virus took what possibly may not be returned, it taught us that if we all put our minds together and rally for change, in conjunction for the betterment of everyone, we can reign victorious against even the strongest of adversaries. My last statement that I'd like to share with the class of 2020 is a piece of advice that I received freshman year from a very inspirational mentor who coached me on and off the basketball court. Advice which I hold true in my heart and cherish with everything I have. The words of Coach Dave Nutting: give your 100% effort at all times, because there's always someone else that is looking to outwork you. Never settle nor be satisfied. Those that are satisfied are okay with not improving. And most importantly, be awesome in everything you do so that your impact may be felt by others when you are not of this world anymore. Class of 2020, thank you for shaping me into the man I am today. How truly blessed we are to have something like this, which makes saying goodbye so hard. I love you, Class of 2020. Thank you for the most amazing 4 years of my life. L's up.
Hello, I'm Renee Campbell, the Lodi High librarian and the Class of 2019's recipient of Staff Member of the Year. It's my pleasure to announce the Class of 2020's choice for Staff Member of the Year. This year's recipient is very well deserved. While they've only served on our campus in their current position for this past year, this honor is a testament of the huge positive impact they've made in such a short time, not just on our seniors, but on our entire school. And during these uncertain times, this recipient rose to the occasion, providing us all with the guidance and the support that we needed during this time. And he carried that responsibility as expected, with his honesty, compassion, and tireless joy. We have always known him to be an advocate, with a true heart and love for students. And it is clear today that that feeling is reciprocated. We are so proud to call him our leader, our principal, and now the 2020 Staff Member of the Year, Adam Auerbach.
2020 has taught us many things. We've learned how to Zoom, how to make hand sanitizer, and how to hoard toilet paper. 2020 has also taught us the value and impact a teacher can have on their students. What makes a good teacher? Is it the subject they teach? Is it the decoration of their classroom? Or is it the amount of hand gestures they use while teaching? Class of 2020. Your Teacher of the Year is someone who cares for their students. This teacher is a good teacher because they work hard to create relationships with all their students. This teacher thrusts students into real-world simulations so as best to demonstrate concepts. This teacher questions students in a way for them to actualize their own beliefs. Although I cannot say I like all of his classroom decorations, this teacher is successful in creating an environment that leads to student achievement. Not only is this teacher a member of my department, He also teaches the same subjects. Class of 2020, I'd like to introduce you to your Teacher of the Year, Mr. Marcesini.
Good evening, graduates, students, parents, trustees, and friends. It is my distinct honor to be able to recognize and introduce to you some of the most distinguished students within our graduating class of 2020. But before I do so, I would first like to take a moment to honor our very own Dave Nutting. Dave lost his battle to cancer this school year, and yet will be remembered for all time as a legend among students and colleagues at Lodi High School. Dave taught and inspired thousands of our students over the past 2 decades at Lodi High in his classroom and on the basketball court. Dave left a mark with the graduating class of 2020, and that was to be awesome, a regular expression of his. Dave's hope that if we simply took advantage of each year, each month, each day, and each moment to be better, to be awesome, we would change the world for the better. It's at this time that I'd like to recognize Dave as a beloved mentor, teacher, and colleague to thousands of people during his time with us. And in turn, we are dedicating our basketball court to his inspiring memory within all of our players, coaches, students, families, and community members. Thank you, Dave. Now I'd like to honor a student who has managed to complete something that no other in her class has done during their time with us. From 5th grade until now, she has not missed a single day nor a single period of class and has dedicated herself to her academics throughout her school years. For her perfect attendance, I'd like to recognize Miss Jasmine Mayo. The next group of distinguished candidates are students who possess a cumulative grade point average of 4.0 or higher during all 4 years while at Lodi High as a student. The students this year are Amelia Ellison, Chalin Valdez, Katrina Chang, Trevor Topham, Leah Spalletta, Lucas Fonda, Ryan Traska, Madeline Conrad Wirtman, Claire Selma, Allison Oseguera, Brendan Duran, Andreas Papas, Aiden Scott, Jasmine Shukla, Anna Weigel, Mary Barnes, Audra Bastras, Liz Deco, Riley Wozniak, Emily Cooper, Kaylee Friesen, Hannah Woolridge, Shelby Yarbrough, Danielle Welch, Ian Watanabe, Blake Zimmerman, Omar Placencia, Mariana Aramillo Espinos, David King, Isabella Lomelli, Henry Mills, Jesus Santala, Aaron Redding, Ayana Evans, Sydney Jasper, Grace Salazar, Jennifer Magallanes Romero, Nathan Shoup, Ryan Engel, Mariam Corey, and Ashley Toy. Now, the valedictorian is the student with the highest grade point average. This year, that honor goes to a student with a GPA of 4.75. It is my privilege to introduce to you the valedictorian of the class of 2020, Amelia Ellison.
Welcome, family, friends, teachers, coaches, and the class of 2020. I would first like to start by saying congratulations to all my fellow students. We have all worked so hard to get to this point, though we would have never expected it to be like this. I wish we could have come together in person today to celebrate our accomplishments with our friends and family. We should all be very proud. I would like to thank all the parents for their continued support and especially their perseverance in dealing with us teenagers during this shelter-in-place situation. I know that can be very challenging. I am also grateful for all the effort put in by our principal, teachers, counselors, and staff to help keep us connected. Personally, I want to thank my siblings, my parents, and my friends for their support throughout my life because they helped me get to this point. These past few months have been a struggle for all of us, some more than others. I want to recognize our strength during this pandemic. My heart goes out to all the families that have lost or almost lost someone they know due to COVID-19. My heart goes out to those who are currently unemployed or struggling financially because of the virus. I want to thank all the medical professionals, first responders, and essential workers who have been putting their lives on the line every single day for others. We have all been so strong, and I applaud each and every one of you for getting through this tough time. To the class of 2020, it has been disappointing to see our last quarter of our senior year dissolve into shelter in place. All the memories we could have had in our favorite classes, all the inside jokes that we never got the chance to make, all the crazy dancing on prom night, all the late night drives blasting our favorite songs, all the midnight in and out and Dutch Bros runs, all the coffee shop study sessions for finals and AP tests, all of our spring sports practices, games, matches, and meets, all the plays, club competitions, debates, all the off-campus lunch runs to our favorite places that we could have sped off to, all the tests that we could have failed and assignments that we could have put off due to senioritis, all of that's gone. Even our typical high school graduation, one of the most special and memorable experiences in our lives, was taken away from us. As we grieve for these memories that we could have made, we must realize that they are minor in comparison to what we can accomplish in the future. We need to be hopeful and thankful for all of the great things that lie ahead of us. Because of our current situation, I think we have all learned a very important lesson to take with us for the rest of our lives. Don't take your health, your job, or your family for granted. It can all be taken away in an instant. Maybe if we knew that Friday before spring break was going to be our last day of high school, we would have smiled a little more, complained a little less, and been a little nicer to others. Maybe we would have hugged our friends a little tighter, spoke kinder words, or thanked our deserving teachers. We may have even bought a returnable prom dress. We should not need a pandemic to realize this. We should live by it. Life is so much better when you don't take what you love the most for granted. As we take our separate paths into adulthood, I hope we take with us the lessons we have learned as high school students. For example, your homework can be completed in a 20-minute SSR period. The walk to the parking lot to first period can be done in less than 3 minutes if you just believe. All jokes aside, we've learned valuable information and life lessons in all of our different classes and extracurricular activities, thanks to all of our amazing teachers and classmates. Aside from the textbooks and worksheets, we have learned how to make and be good friends. We have made awesome memories that will never be forgotten. We have learned how to belong and lead in clubs. We have learned how to train and succeed in athletics. We've learned how to deal with and rise above defeat, failure, and sadness. We have also learned how to win and succeed with respect and honor. These are invaluable pieces of ourselves that we will carry on with us into the rest of our adult lives. As we part our different ways into our futures, I know that our unique experiences at Lodi High School will be held close in our hearts. Wherever we may end up in the next few years, I hope that each and every one of us does our part to make the world a better place for ourselves and the generations to come. Whatever your goals are, know that it is okay to fail. It is okay to take risks and put yourself out there and make mistakes. Failure is the only way that we can truly learn and grow as a person. As long as we can accept that we are going to fail, we can reach our fullest potential by rising above those failures. Along with failing, don't be afraid to follow your own intuition and trust yourself. Make your own path and do not let others step in your way or try to influence what you know is right for you. Make the most out of every day. Be kind and learn as much as you can. Congratulations, class of 2020. We did it.
Good evening. The California Scholarship Federation is a statewide honor society that has been in existence since 1921. 44 of our Lodi High School students have met the rigorous CSF academic requirements in at least 4 of their last 6 semesters. For this accomplishment, they have earned their gold tassels and robes. I would like to introduce the seal bearers of 2020. Ahmad Faisal, Mary Barnes, Audra Bastris, Nicholas Cabrera, Katrina Chang, Ryan Kraska, Madeline Conrad Weirtman, Emily Coons, Emily Cooper, Kelsey Cooper, Brendan Duran, Amelia Ellison, Ayana Evans, Morgan Fry, Victoria Harris, Sydney Jasper, Carly Kelly, Georgia Kelly, Miriam Corey, Isabella Lomelli, Jennifer Magallanes, McKenna Palmore, Andres Papas, Aaron Redding, Kelly Reynolds, Vanessa Rodriguez, Grace Salazar, Jasmine Saldana, Ariana Sandoval, Jesus Santillan, Aiden Scott, Claire Selma, Nathan Shoup, Jasmine Shukla, Leah Spalletta, Trevor Topham, Christian Toy, Chalin Valdez, Ian Watanabe, Anna Weigel, Danielle Welch, Hannah Wooldridge, Riley Wozniak, and Shelby Yarbrough.
Good evening, graduates, students, trustees, parents, and friends. Welcome. We are very excited that you are all here to share in the celebration of the accomplishments and unique qualities of our graduating class of 2020. Certainly this year not only marks the dawn of a new decade, but also the dawn of a new way of living that none of us has ever been a part of before. Never before has a graduating class had to live in quarantine throughout such a monumental period of time in their lives. And never before has a class of Lodi High graduates had to look such adversity in the face and not only persist, but thrive. To the Lodi High graduating class of 2020, let me say that no one deserves to be here more than you. I'd like to take a moment to speak into the authenticity that I see in this graduating class. From my first days back on campus, I was immediately met with authenticity and connection, whether it was meeting with our staff and cultivating a new culture, or shaking hands with Rally Commissioner Liam Healy, who insisted that the class of 2020 needed an amazing year full of memories. Well, let me say, we have definitely made some lasting memories, as we are the first digital class in 123 years of traditional Lodi High graduations. Now, to define the authenticity that I see in this group, let me quote author Brené Brown, who states that authenticity is the daily practice of letting go of who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. And choosing authenticity means cultivating the courage to be imperfect. Graduates, in the world you are entering into, it will be easy to point out the imperfections in others. It will be easy to say that others need to see it your way and that others just don't understand. But I challenge you to cultivate a new way of thinking in the coming decade and to listen well to the opinions and perspectives of those who have walked this earth longer than you, regardless of their social standing. I encourage you also to take ownership over who you are and to give yourself grace along the road in becoming the people you will soon be. Take inventory of what matters to you daily and explore the vast opportunities you will have to make the most of your lives. And remember to own who you are, regardless of the implications. There is no other you. You are valued. As future scientists, educators, reformers, farmers, doctors, politicians, and engineers, you must first understand that you are an essential component within a network of people who work together to better our community. Without any one of these, our world cannot function the same. Our time now speaks into what a future without any one of these groups would look like, and that future would be bleak if we did not see ourselves as an integral piece to a larger puzzle. And tonight, there are many community members among us who are not only here to celebrate your accomplishments, but they are standing here celebrating their individual contributions to this community over their many years of service to students at Lodi High as well. I'd first like to recognize Miss Debbie Gross, Principal Secretary, for her 25 years of service in Lodi Unified. Not only has she served a myriad of administrators and staff, but she has positively impacted the lives of thousands of Lodi High students during her time with us. Thank you, Debbie. And to Miss Liz Hossauer, Vice Principal Secretary, and another household name among Lodi High graduates. I'd like to recognize her for 20 years of service to our community and students. She has served so quietly and yet with such precision all of our AP students through many testing seasons during her tenure with us. Thank you, Liz. To Miss Donna Nimmo, renowned teacher and colleague to so many during her 21 years of service in our district, I recognize your relentlessness in assisting students in need. You never give up on anyone, and you work hard to serve those who do not have a cheerleader in their corner. Thank you, Donna. To Mr. Lyndon Blodgett, our lead counselor, I recognize the leadership and calm demeanor that have made you a commendable leader within our community. In 23 years at Lodi High, you have met with more students in a one-on-one capacity than most will in a lifetime of service. Thank you, Lyndon. To Mr. Paul Guthrie, our acclaimed woodshop and drafting teacher, I recognize your outstanding achievement in teaching so many of our students how to navigate career technical skills in your 32 years of service within Lodi Unified. Your many trips with students to national competitions across the country will forever be remembered by generations of Lodi High graduates. Thank you, Paul. To Mr. Arnie Larson, one of the most kind-hearted and empathetic people I have ever known, I recognize your contributions to so many students that were as important to you as if they were your own children during your 35 years of service within Lodi Unified. Thank you, Arnie. And lastly, to Miss Sandy Bell, our beloved and celebrated special education teacher and department chair, who has mentored more interns and written more IEPs than anyone I know. I recognize your leadership and guidance over the past 36 years of service to Lodi Unified students. Your approachable demeanor and attitude have made you an invaluable resource to generations of students and teachers. Thank you, Sandy. Each of our retirees has finished well along their journey up until this day. And as a community, we recognize and celebrate your dedication, humility, teachability, and patience over the course of your careers with us at Lodi High. Thank you all. And to our graduates, from here, you will move on, move forward, move onward, and move upward to reach a myriad of new heights that many of us never thought possible. You will find career fields that we never dreamed of. You will find new ways of problem solving that we never imagined. And yet you will need to do so with humility. I encourage each and every one of you to listen more than you contribute, to truly hear the perspectives of your elders, and to lead from your heart with humility and integrity in all that you do. And in a world full of people who mistake confidence for competence, I urge you to consider others as more important than yourselves. Because when you lead with humility and own who you are within the process, you will be able to accomplish anything. To the graduating class of Lodi High 2020, congratulations. We wish you success in all of your endeavors. And now, by the power vested in me by the state of California and the Lodi Unified School District Board of Trustees, I hereby declare that all students present have completed the graduation requirements of the state of California for a high school diploma, or have completed the requirements for certificates of achievement or certificates of completion. It is a distinct honor to present to you the Lodi High School graduating class of 2020.